Hello everybody and welcome to my first video using this dinky ass microphone. I hope the audio quality isn't too painful and it doesn't cause anybody to start bleeding from their ears as they're listening to this. I wanted to make this quick video talking about my overall impressions of the City of the Wolves beta and how I think it's kind of a massive fuck up. Now, don't worry, a lot of this won't be actually related to the in-game mechanics because I don't feel like I have enough experience to make a genuine assessment of anything. I haven't played the previous KOF games. I'm not like a veteran of this series. I play Street Fighter more, as you can tell by my channel. So most of this criticism is going to be towards everything around the beta rather than the actual gameplay itself. Okay, well, part of it is going to be related to it, but not in a mechanical critique kind of sense. Alright, up first, no practice mode. So, if you've ever found yourself getting frustrated at a fighting game when you run into a situation that you can't really counter because it's a kind of a knowledge check and you've either A, never fought the character before, or B, don't have them to be able to check what they're hitting you with, then this is basically what the beta is going to feel like for you, so I recommend avoiding it if you're somebody who gets annoyed by that really easily. Because there's no practice mode, you can't really look up the character who was giving you trouble and set up the interaction that was giving you the most trouble with that character. So you're kind of just stuck having to hold pressure that you don't really know if is fake or not, and you're kind of gambling away your life at what could possibly be an interaction that leads to 30 to 40% loss of health. This game hits like a truck. I don't really get why SNK bothered even giving us 8 playable characters if 7 of them you can't really check in a separate practice tool and be able to lab out any of their mechanics or how their buttons work. You just have to do it raw in a match, which always kind of sucks. Why am I being forced into this situation when a simple practice tool would just solve all of this? Or even just make it so that you can replace Rock in a tutorial by selecting a different character and doing their specific mechanics. What this ends up doing is it ends up making so that a lot of the people playing this game kind of forcibly go into playing Rock because they have to. That's the only character they can train. It's the only character they can actually do something outside of forcing themselves into doing specific things during a match. Now, a common defense for this beta not having a practice mode is that, well, people are gonna crack it, so what's the point of having a practice mode in a beta like this? Only for it to actually end up getting cracked either way, and now there's only a small percentage of people that has access to a practice mode. So we could have had a situation where everybody had access to a practice mode and everybody could have labbed it, which probably would reduce the necessity for a crack, well, at least during the beta. But now we have a situation where only a slight part of the population actually has access to the crack and can train throughout these 4 days and even beyond that for as long as they want. SNK only managed to end up hurting the people that were actually playing the game. Now, from what I hear, there is actually another beta coming apparently, and if that is the case, if it is true, then I'm hoping that one of the first things I see as soon as I boot it up, when it eventually comes out, is a practice mode. I don't think SNK really loses out on anything by even having it there, to be honest, because let's face it, cracks are inevitable and they'll always be there. I don't know how to say this outside of the matchmaking is just really fucking bad. It can barely connect you to one person. It takes forever to find an actual match. You can time it and it'll take you 4 to 5 minutes to actually find somebody if you're like me living in Eastern Europe. You can change your game's region, but it doesn't actually affect anything. I've changed my region to regular Europe and I've been finding people from everybody but Europe. I've actually found somebody from Africa, funnily enough. There's no way to limit your region, there's no way to expand it, there's no way to even filter out Wi-Fi players. As a sort of preview for this game's matchmaking, it's pretty terrible. The main reason why I'm concerned about this is because SNK has a very bad track record of putting poorly functioning matchmaking into their games, in combination with decent rollback. It took them over a year to fix the matchmaking issues in King of Fighters 15, and even recently they released King of Fighters 13 Global Match, which seems to be a spectacular failure when it comes to player connectivity and rollback quality. SNK is doing a pretty bad job of selling me on this game. If anything, they just seem to be doing the same, because even the rollback isn't amazing. And from what I know, KOF 15's rollback isn't the greatest thing in the world, but it's functional. pretty alright, which can be easily used to describe this game's rollback as well. On the topic of matchmaking, I want to kind of move this over to the actual ranked as well, and like the way they've shown off the infrastructure that they're going to probably be having for the full release. There's quite a few problems here that I really hope they iron out by the time the game comes out. For one, you have one universal rank for all of your characters, which I think is absolutely stupid. I might have the nastiest Rock Howard in the universe. He might be like, top 3 or whatever. I might be the greatest Rock Howard in the world. But like, if I swap to be Janet, I don't think I'm going to be nearly as good. Why should both of these characters be represented by the same rank? It also just ends up incentivizing people to play less characters because you really don't want to lose that rank you've been grinding for. I know that it's kind of looked down upon to value ranks this highly, but for a lot of people it's a representation of their effort and the amount of like work they've put in to even reach that high up. I hope that in the next beta they start to implement systems like in T8 and in Street Fighter 6 where you have either a set rank that you start with, the lowest possible in the game, or you get 10 calibration matches that let the system determine what rank you're supposed to be at. Because right now, they only have 3 AI matches that determine the rank of every single character you have, and the AI is absolutely stupid. I managed to beat it in 2 out of the 3 matches by just mashing, and it gave me B1, which I think second highest rank currently, because I think I've only run into people that are like A4, A5 max. Okay, this point has less to do with the actual game and more so the public's response to quite a lot of the criticism towards the current state of the beta. Quite frankly, I think a lot of people are getting really defensive for no reason. If anything, most of the criticism that's been levied towards this game has never been mechanic related, it's more so the infrastructure around it. Nobody actually has a problem with the game itself, it's more so that they have a problem with how the beta is done because they know SNK's previous history. They know that if this is what it's like in the beta, there's a high chance that it might end up being either the same or slightly better, but still not great. The reason why I'm here, and the reason why I'm saying all this stuff, is to basically ask the company to improve. I'm criticizing the game because I want it to get better. I wouldn't be saying any of this, I wouldn't even be making this video if playing the beta didn't get me passionate enough to want a better experience on launch. Because from what I've went through here, I don't think I'll be buying the game day one. Maybe I'll see what it's like in a year when all the first season DLC has come out and we've seen what SNK is willing to do for their online. Alright, those are my admittedly kind of late thoughts on the beta. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you found something here to be kind of interesting or at least worth listening to. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys the next time I decide to, record a video using my voice. If something gets me like that passionate, I guess.